Hi there. Good morning. How are you all this morning? We have Assistant Chief Richard Hickey from the Brentwood Police Department with us this morning, and also our City Manager of Brentwood, Kirk Bednar. Happy Friday, y'all.
Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Or good afternoon, I guess it is now.
You haven't had your lunch yet today, Kirk, have you? All right, so today we're talking about the Williamson County mask mandate. Of course, Williamson County Mayor Rogers Anderson put that into or announced it yesterday, and it goes into effect tonight at midnight. Kirk, can you tell us about that, please?
Sure. I think most people realize that the authority from this for Mayor Anderson to do this comes from the governor. The governor's given that authority to county mayors several months ago, and I think most people remember Williamson County had a mask mandate back in July and August. It was lifted at the end of August because case numbers were trending in a positive direction at that point in time. Unfortunately, since the first early October, active case numbers have really trended back up. We were in the 300s or so early October. We're now over 700. Cases at the hospital have kind of fluctuated up and down. So I think Mayor Anderson recognizing that and recognizing a desire that things not get any worse so that we can keep businesses open, keep schools open. Consulted with the mayors, consulted with folks at Williamson Medical, and made the decision to reinstate the mask mandate, as you said, effective 12/01 this evening.
Yeah, and we certainly see your comments, Lindsay and Heather. We know that there's a lot of mixed feelings about wearing a mask or having to implement this, and so we definitely want to acknowledge that out there. But really, this was important from Mayor Rogers Anderson's standpoint. I mean, he really consulted with all of those people at stake, including our own Brentwood mayor and Franklin mayor and others.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously the county mayor doesn't want to do something that there's not, at least politically, some support from across the cities in the county. So he did consult with everybody. And here in Brentwood, we consulted with our city commissioners as a whole, and there's even in our city commission mixed feelings about mask mandate, to be honest with you. But a majority of our commissioners felt that was the right move, and so we communicated that to Mayor Anderson. Spring Hill was a little different case because they're split by county lines, so they were not necessarily signing on board, although they weren't necessarily opposed. They just felt it creates too many problems in Spring Hill. So, but yeah, it was and again, as you said, mixed emotions across Williamson County, across the state of Tennessee, across the United States. And we're trying not to make this a political issue and trying to keep it a health issue. But we all know the reality of the world we're in, and Rogers did too, and still felt he made the right decision for what he needed to do.
Exactly. And everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and we understand that. We definitely encourage you to go to our website, which is brentwoodtn.gov. There are several exceptions to the mask mandate based on health and safety issues. So you can find a lot of those resources there about who should wear a mask, and a lot of people with respiratory issues shouldn't wear a mask for a long period of time. So we want to go over to Chief Hickey now and kind of talk about a little bit about the enforcement of this. Now, we do know that if you're not abiding by this mandate, once it goes into effect at midnight, it is a Class A misdemeanor. But I bet you're not going to arrest people here in Brentwood, are you?
No, of course not. We're going to focus our efforts on education and information is what we're going to do. We realize that we're in this little bit of a flux where we've had a mandate, the mandate expired, now we're reinstituting it. Maybe not everybody has heard about it. So our focus is going to be on education and information. We've even given our officers a good supply of masks in each car so that if they're out and they encounter somebody that doesn't have a mask, we can offer them a mask.
That's good to know. Yeah, that's good to know. And let's see, Kirk or Chief, either one of you can answer this. There's certain situations that you definitely need to wear a mask, and certain situations you don't. I know I'm an avid runner outside, and I'm not going to feel comfortable wearing a mask when I'm running in the parks. Is that allowed?
That is allowed. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes, certainly. There's an exception for people out exercising. There's still an expectation that if you're out in public and are not wearing a mask because of the allowances in there, that you still try to maintain social distancing. So As you know, we've got a great trail system in our parks. This is a time of year where they're heavily used because of the weather. So if you're out running, riding, whatever that might be, yeah, there's an exception for wearing a mask, but we just ask you be courteous and move to one side if you can to try to put as much distance between people as you pass. Just common sense things like that.
Yeah, indeed. And early voting is still happening through next Thursday. Now, wearing a mask at the polls, there's kind of some different legality issues there. Tell us about that, Kirk.
Yeah, so masks are not required as far as entering the polling place. Certainly don't want anything that would prohibit anyone from being able to vote. So there's, I think, state law even that prohibits that. So you do not have to wear a mask in order to enter the polling place and vote. Certainly encourage that, but no one will be prohibited from entering the library where voting takes place if they're not wearing a mask as they vote. Now, if you finish voting and want to go into the library for other purposes, of course, we still are requiring masks in all city facilities. But to vote, you do not have to have a mask.
Okay, and we have a couple of city events happening this weekend. You can find more information about those here on our Facebook pages or also on our website at brentwoodtn.gov. One of those events is the National Prescription Take Back Day. So, Chief, tell us about that and kind of the new option this year because of COVID.
Well, we partner with the DEA every year to do this event. I think last year across the country, we took in over 900 tons of prescription medication that was expired or otherwise not needed that we can take out of, the old way was to flush it down the toilet, which is terrible for our water system. So we've come up with this option that people can drop them off to us and we dispose of them properly. This year we're doing something new with the pandemic in that we're offering curbside service. So they don't even have to get out of their car. They can pull up in our front parking lot. We'll have officers stationed that can take the medicine from them. They can drive away, and it's that simple.
All right, that's excellent. Well, we definitely hope people will take advantage of that. That's tomorrow starting at 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Drop off your prescription drugs right here at City Hall. And while you're here on the kind of the North End Maryland Farms part of town, we have another event happening that's a favorite of our residents, the Fall Cleanup. And Kirk, tell us about that. That's also kind of a new drive-through option this year too, right?
Well, it's always kind of been a drive-through option, but you're right. This is something that we do historically have done twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. We kind of call it our community cleanup days, and it's put on by the Public Works Department. And as you said, this Saturday is the first one. We'll have 2 more Saturdays after this one. Next Saturday, which would be Halloween, we'll be out at the east side of town, Sunset Road at our Safety Center East. And then November, whatever that first Saturday in November is, can't picture the calendar in my head, but whatever that first Saturday in November is, we'll be back at Granny White, 8 to 4. And this is designed to kind of bring those bulk items that you wouldn't normally just throw in your weekly trash, whether that's furniture, lawn equipment, lawn furniture, those kind of things, rugs, all that kind of stuff, things you've just kind of been collecting, especially in these COVID times where maybe you've been cleaning out. I know a lot of people have been taking stuff to their convenience centers and Goodwill and those kind of places, and we certainly want to encourage that. But in this case, kind of stuff you've just been collecting in the garage and want to get rid of. Now, we can't take chemicals. It's not a hazardous materials type disposal. I don't believe we take tires, but just about anything else we'll take. We'll have Public Works guys stationed there, very visible in the parking lot at Granny White Park, with some roll-off dumpsters. And similar to what Richard said with regards to the drug take back, we would prefer that you just pull up. Maybe you've got stuff in the back of your car. You pop the trunk, pop the hatch. Our guys will come in and take it. You won't have to speak with them or interact with them, or you got a trailer. So we would prefer to limit the interaction with our employees, both for their sake and for the folks coming. Our folks will be in masks and do appropriate. But again, just pull up and let us know where it's at. Our guys will take it, and you can pull right away. It won't take very long at all.
Perfect. That's excellent. Lots of great opportunities this weekend. For those of you, we've got about 30 people watching live right now. We appreciate that. So let us know if you have any questions here as we wrap up kind of the end of this live segment. Do want to tell you there is a COVID-19 questions hotline, and this is specific with Williamson County employees answering those phone lines. That number there is on your screen. It's 615-595-4880. And so that begins Monday morning at 9 a.m. if you have any COVID-19 specific questions. There's also a lot of resources on our website. If you're a business owner and you need one of the signs that now implements, the mask mandate, that's available also on our website at brentwoodtn.gov. So we appreciate everyone tuning in this afternoon. Let's see, we do have one question from Carol about the fall cleanup. Will you take non-working microwaves? Kirk, verify, but I believe the answer is yes.
I believe the answer is yes. I think we'll take electronics. I know, a lot of the stuff that we would take, you can get rid of in other places kind of day in and day out. Some of that's you got to take down to Franklin. But no, we will take electronics, TVs, computers, those kind of things. Yes, certainly.
All right. Well, excellent. Well, I believe we're going to wrap it up here because let's see, unless anyone else has anything to say, I think we're going to end it so we can go finish our lunch. Kirk, did you want to say something?
No, yeah, I was just going to say, do you want to let everybody know to be on the lookout in their mailboxes for the fall community newsletter that should be arriving?
That's a great idea. The fall city newsletter, which has a lot of helpful information, all of those fall cleanup dates and everything actually will be mailed. If it hasn't already been mailed, it is going to be in your mailbox maybe tomorrow or sometime soon. So yes, definitely keep an eye out, and we'll also be posting links to those here probably today on Facebook, so you can see it digitally first, but it will also be in your mailbox. So thanks for that reminder. All right, well,
I'm working into that, so I want to give you credit.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Kirk. Well, I hope everyone has a great weekend. Oh, wait a minute. We have one more question. We have, let's see. Oh, Jared, our friend Jared Peters here. Do the signs for businesses have to have any requirements like font size, etc.? No, Jared, we're just providing these as a courtesy. You can have them printed on a regular printer or anything. And we also have a Spanish version. So you can find those on our website. But no, just however you'd like to print it for sure. Nice to hear from you. All right. Well, we're going to probably end it here, and I hope you guys have a great day.
You too. Have a good weekend.
You too. Bye-bye.